Hey, welcome back to the Social Business Engine Show. And now I bring you yet another great interview from socialfresh. Enjoy.
Jay Baer, I'm a social media content marketing strategist, speaker, author from Convince and Convert, author of the book Utility. Fantastic to be here, my friend.
Thank you, Jay. Love your book.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for being on my podcast
My
not
pleasure.
long ago.
My pleasure.
Jay, let's talk about data-driven mindset. What are you seeing in 2014 that's different than it was just a year or two ago?
Well, you know, on the social media side, we have come from a place where social media success and social media best practices were sort of rooted in the art of it, right? In having the personal touch and being able to phrase things a way that get engagement. And now, because of the popularity of social and the fact that almost every business is active in social media in some form or fashion, it's moving more towards math and science, as all things in digital eventually do, right? At one point, SEO was more art and then it became more science. Email at one point was more art and then it became more science. Landing pages at one point were more art and now they're more science, and social is following that same trajectory. You will be amazed, you've probably heard this stat, or some people who watch the program may have. Facebook has said that every time a user logs in to Facebook, they are due an average of 1,500 items in their newsfeed. 1,500 items you are due based on who you're friends with, who you've subscribed to, the businesses that you support, etc. Now, there's no way that you can consume 1,500 pieces of content. It would be an infinite scroll. So they, of course, decide, well, we're going to show you some cross-section of that. And that is understandable, but from a brand standpoint, from a business standpoint, from a social business standpoint, it changes the rules of the game considerably. So we have to now start modifying our best practices based on the mathematical realities of social media today, not what we've been talking about for the last 5 years.
Okay, so there's a lot more noise. It's more crowded now.
Yep.
More brands are producing content and at least attempting to engage on social. So what I'm hearing you say, Jay, is that it really is a little bit more of a numbers game, but a very structured numbers game.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the best practices in social have been for a long time, if you are excellent, you will have excellent results. That essentially quality is the key differentiator, right? Like if you are amazing and you do amazing things will happen. And I would love that to be true, and it has historically been true. But if you look at the math and science of it, it's not really true today. Of course, we can all point out examples to the contrary, sort of viral successes that caught lightning in a bottle. But day in and day out, what is going to work today is volume. And so I believe that businesses of all sizes need to be prepared to do more content publishing and social across more social channels. That what you have to do is reach people somehow, and that might be Pinterest, it might be Instagram, it might be YouTube, it might be LinkedIn, but this idea that, hey, let's just be great at a couple things, it just doesn't hold mathematical water anymore.
So Jay, for the brand who's listening to what you're saying right now, that's not good news. That's a lot more work.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's
more budget, more resources,
it is. And that's
more
what we've been
analysis.
Telling, no doubt. And that's what we've been telling our corporate clients. Like, look, you know what? You've been saying, hey, we're just going to be really good at Twitter and LinkedIn, and we'll kind of mess around with Instagram, and we don't really care about Google Plus yet. And you know what? You can't do that anymore. You have to be active in all the places that your customers are active, because you need those chances to be able to reach them. You have to build a touch point corral around your customers and potential customers, which means you have to be active and heavily active in 6, 7, 8 different venues, not 2 or 3, and that's going to increase the social media participation costs for brands. It is.
So here's a rhetorical question.
Free lunch is over, man. I'm telling you, because you know what? This is a business now. All of these social
networks. It's always
networks,
been a business.
But now it's really a business, because most of these social networks are public companies, which means they have a fiduciary responsibility to create their own success. And if your success can overlap that, great. But that's not their priority, nor frankly should it be.
Right. So here's a rhetorical question. What role does social business technology play in all this? Of course, the answer is it's huge, but it's hard.
Incredibly hard. Yeah. Well, I think social business technology is going to be even more critical, because if you adopt this premise, what I'm putting out there, which is you have to do more in more places so that you can reach any individual customer somehow, right? You can't reliably reach them on Facebook. You can't reliably reach them on any platform, but if you can connect with them in 6 or 7 places, one of the messages that you send will sort of break through that wall. Well, the only way that can really work is if you have a unified view of the customer. If you have social business technology that says, look, Bernie is this person on Facebook, he's this person on LinkedIn, he's this person on Pinterest, he's this person on Instagram, he's this person on Twitter, he's this person on YouTube. Only that sort of horizontal data structure is going to allow this to really work. That's the next leap. And I think 2 years from now, that concept of unified database and knowing who you are across all social channels will be the norm, but it's a big leap.
So I think we'll wrap it there, because I think that's an excellent summary point. That unified view of the customer is really where all brands need to be headed. So Jay, Bear, thank
Always
you
a pleasure,
so
my
much
friend. Good to see you.
for participating in the Social Business Engine
Love it.
Show.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Cheers.
you.